Are we talking about what happens? We can say there's a murder. Yeah, okay, good.
Paul William Davies has written one of the greatest scripts that I've ever had the pleasure of reading.
This is something that is elevated to the level of like a great playwright of Shakespeare.
I think it's going to just blow the audiences away.
I didn't have the whole script. I had the audition sides, and it was like maybe 13 pages.
Just in the sides, I was like, what is this world?
I was like, oh, hold the press. I called them immediately. I'm like, I love this.
When you recognize writing on this level, you really kind of just look around the room and recognize how fortunate you are.
3 pages in, I'm like, what am I reading? This is insane.
Okay, yeah, I lost it.
Can you write your name and job title down for me?
Mark.
For me, the thing that really makes it different is that it's really set in the residence. We didn't build the West Wing, we didn't build the Oval Office. There's no real reference to anything political. It is really about the house itself.
It's a story about the people who often go unseen, being in service to the White House.
And there's been a murder. I just always wanted to say it like that.
It's in a way a tragedy, but it's also really quite comedic because the characters that Paul has so deftly defined are people who are looking out, some for themselves, some for the house, and others, they want to get ahead.
It's like this huge jigsaw puzzle, but then he also weaves in all this comedy and emotion. You just really get it all. Did you get that?
You want to know what happened? Okay. I'll tell you what happened. Here's what happened.
It started with reading the book, The Residence, which is kind of a history of the White House staff. I was given that by Shondaland and asked to kind of think about whether, there might be something in there that I was interested in. And then I just had this kind of bizarre epiphany one night when I watched a video of the then chief usher of the White House and a deputy usher testifying before Congress. They were talking about the 3rd floor of the White House and different doors and passageways. And as I was listening to this, I thought, oh my God, this sounds like a clue board. And all of a sudden I thought, well, the White House could be the setting of a murder mystery, and that was it.
That is what happened.
Once I came up with this murder mystery idea, obviously that is made up, except that a lot of the anecdotes are based on real things that happened in the White House. And that was important to me. Like, I really thought it would be fun and interesting to make a lot of that stuff real. But also, I had to tell the story in the way that was the most fun and the most dramatic for the show, which was fiction.
I am going to be dead by the end of the night.
Something he said. It's something people say.
The one time I went camping, I said that.
What's really unique to the show is that we have one writer who imagined and wrote all 8 episodes.
As soon as I read the scripts, I was like, I think I know Paul,
Paul's writerly voice is really clear and present in the text.
Like in the description scenes, he'll throw in jokes that will never make it onto the screen, but they're just for the reader. It's really an effective way of writing. It really puts you in the spirit of the scene that he's going for.
How did he kill himself?
What do you mean? He slit his wrist.
With what?
What?
With what?
Fuck.
Correct.
There's no knife.
Say it so they can hear you in the
There's no
bleepers.
knife.
There's no knife.
Everything he writes serves a purpose.
I'm kind of obsessive, and I want every little last detail to be thoughtful.
It's not just great writing, it's great puzzle making, and every piece is needed.
You have those kid versions of puzzles that are like really big pieces, and then you have those really small pieces that people spend weeks putting together. And every single piece, as bland or simple as something might look, it was important.
Even a tiny little thing that gets in my hair at one point, that's a clue.
Amazing! You will not believe this! Get ready! Let's go, bitches!
What?
Oh, nothing.
I think it has more than one tone. Often it's absurd, it's farcical, it's delightful.
And it plays with the humor and the drama and the sense of adventure.
There was a couple of different reference points. There was like the pure kind of murder mystery part of it, which was kind of like Knives Out, most recently, but then going back to a lot of Agatha Christie stuff that I loved and Sherlock Holmes. But then there was also the upstairs, downstairs part of it. But I was also thinking about things outside of the genre. The play Noises Off. There's the staff working behind the scenes, and then people go out and and they work in the public rooms and then they retreat. And then also because it was set in Washington, I liked the idea of using some of the kind of 1970s conspiracy theory. So I was trying to think of how I could like work in those things into the story.
This guy's a real genius.
I think audiences can expect to think they know, but they have no idea.
They'll be in mystery. They'll be rolling on the floor laughing. So I think it's kind of the perfect show for all of that.
Will take you down so many twists and turns, and you'll have some guess as to who did it.
And then have their minds blown in the end when what they thought may not be true.
It's a comedic murder mystery set in the White House. That's probably the fewest words that I can use to describe it, but that's what it is.
I can tell you who did it.
Keep your fucking mouth shut.
But I won't. No, because I won't.